What's up, Pro Zeke? Trent checking in, back to business, the weight club in Blacksburg. Right when I got there, Kurt and Vaughn were finishing up their workout. This is Kurt, the animal Widener right here, killing the prowler at the end of his workout. Pound for pound, probably the strongest guy I've ever seen, in all seriousness. Him and Vaughn, who you'll see in a second, are actually both me and Patrick's coaches. They're two of the best professional natural bodybuilders in the world in the WNBF Federation. So pretty cool to see them killing it day in, day out. Today, by request, I'm going through my mobility and rehab warm-up that I do. And me and Patrick were talking about going through this, but shout out to my man Eric King. He hit me up today and was trying to figure out what to do with the foam roller, and so this goes out to the man Eric King right here. But guys, I start with a foam roller, and you know, I get a lot of slack for it from some people, but from anyone who's actually ever done foam rolling, they know what's up. This has helped me tremendously rehabbing my knee. I feel like it helps me tremendously recovering from workouts and also warming up, getting the blood flow, increasing blood flow to the muscle, and just really kind of working out all the knots. It's similar to getting, a deep tissue massage if done correctly. So you'll see I start with the legs, and I do one leg at a time. I started with the hamstrings there, and just basically 5 or so, reps you would call them, where you roll across the muscle, fully across the muscle for each of the groups. From there we move to the hip, which you just saw, and now I'm actually doing the IT band on the side of the leg, maybe a little bit lower on the hamstring. So you kind of target the areas you're sore, the areas you're tight, the areas you have problems, pain, anything like that, knots, and you kind of freestyle around and find those. So when I'm on the front of the leg here, on both the medial, vastus medialis, vastus lateralis, I'm just trying to kind of find maybe tight spots, knots, anything like that, and roll straight over it, work it out the best I can. It is pretty painful. There's different hardnesses of foam rollers that you can get. You can have one that's pretty soft, pretty squishy, all the way up to one like Big Antoine uses with like spikes in it that just rips your skin apart. So it's all up to personal preference. But from there I switched in. I'm getting kind of the inside of my leg here, kind of almost the groin area. But basically you're just kind of freestyling around, again targeting those areas you have problems. What you'll see in a second actually is me switching, and I like to do this kind of rolling motion also. So then of course hit the calf, you can roll straight on it. I like to kind of twist my knee around a little bit and get some of the sides. Here you're seeing me work my right leg, which is my injured leg. And I'm really working out right where I had that injury, sitting there on the place where it's knotted up and just working that out. So from there you move to the back. And this feels really good to me, guys. It cracks my back. I feel like it really warms me up, really kind of gets everything feels great after I do this. So I'm just rolling in small increments back along my spine with my back arched. And then I'm going to go ahead and sit down and basically kind of relieve some of the tension on my lower back here too. So then from there, I'm going to kind of move and again freestyle across the back more or less. I twist and I kind of get my lat in my back. I kind of get the left side, the spinal rector, all that stuff in through there. Maybe even get up in the shoulder area, rear delt, kind of work through there and down back to the lower back. So then you hit the other side. So that's what I do for the foam rolling. I've been doing that every day, guys. It takes time, but like I said, it's helped me a ton, and my flexibility has always been a huge issue. So here I'm just working on a little cat stretch, working the spine. I do about 5 to 10 repetitions of that. Then I'm going to come down and do a pitiful upward dog. Again, I said my flexibility is horrible. It's one of those things I've had to work on forever. But here I'm hitting an upward dog, kind of twisting it out. And I try to keep all this stretching dynamic, guys. I don't do any real static stretching before the workout. So here I'm down, kind of in a down dog. I'm working, just kind of stretching my lats, stretching my back out, my shoulders. From there I go into about 10 or so repetitions of holds, of Superman holds. And one of my main things I'm focusing on here is my glute and hamstring and the whole tie-in and my mind muscle connection with the back of my legs, and also kind of keeping my core tight and strengthening that lower back up. So that's one of my target areas with this. Again, about 10 reps of that. From there, I go into a glute kickback. And again, this is another thing that I'm using to kind of target my weak point which obviously my weak point all around, I'll go ahead and straight up say it, is my legs. I've got to put the work in on my legs, but particularly my hamstrings and glutes. So I'm working on a lot of stuff to help me with my mind-muscle connection there. Here I'm working on a basically kind of a dynamic rollout almost, and this is kind of starting to stretch my hamstrings, stretch the lower back a little bit. This starts to get the blood flowing, guys, and by this point I'm starting to sweat. You know, this is pretty serious. This is getting me warm. I definitely like to warm up with a long sleeve and long pants on. Definitely helps that. Then I'm going to go down and kind of go to each leg. You can see how unflexible I am, which is horrendous. So then here I'm doing this, which is kind of a hip opener. And this has helped me a lot with my squat. So I've been doing this dynamically. And I press with my arm. I hold my foot and press with my elbow into the side of my shin, almost up near my knee. Just kind of squeeze down in and pull my glute and my basically my abs down in. So that's kind of the end of the lower body. And if I'm hitting upper body, this is generally what I do. I've had some shoulder issues, so it's focused on shoulders, and that's where most people have their problems. So this is actually a warm-up that I got from Smitty Diesel, and I'll put a link to his YouTube in the description box below. But he's really knowledgeable as far as mobility and warming up goes and shoulder rehab. So definitely check him out if you got any issues. You know, shout out to Smitty Diesel for helping me with this. But this is basically a series that I go through with the shoulder. So the first one you saw is a shrug up and then a side raise. The next one was a shrug up in a row. And you shrug up, you perform the exercise, and then you shrug it down at the bottom. So then you go from there into a rotator cuff, turn 2. So you add the row and then the rotator cuff, boom, there, down. And you're hitting 5 repetitions of each of these guys. So I've just got 5-pound weights here, 2.5s, work 2. Something really light. You're just trying to get the blood flow. You're trying to develop that mind muscle connection and really kind of work the shoulder blade and the whole shoulder joint. So then I'm going into a basic front raise right here. Again, shrugging up, controlling the weight, coming back. Now you can do this. I actually like to do this on a bench, on an incline bench with basically my back facing the ceiling, you know, at about a 45-degree angle, but you can do it in the air too. So then the final one is putting it all together. You're basically going to shrug up, you're going to row, you're going to do the rotator cuff, and then you're going to press it out. Okay, and so that'll get you going. I feel really great when I hit this. My whole upper back, my shoulders, everything feels like it's ready to rock. And this was a shoulder, arms, and an extra chest workout that I had today. So that pretty much killed it. I sometimes do this, sometimes I don't. Since it was shoulder day today, I decided to go ahead and throw it in. Just doing some basic arm circles, you know, 10 to 15, however you're feeling, whatever feels good to you. This helps me kind of think about engaging my lateral deltoid. So another thing that I've been doing recently that's helped, especially my left shoulder, is another rehab thing, and this is a lacrosse ball right here. And it's similar to an idea about foam rolling, but you're basically going into the muscle, kind of digging down in the tissue and finding the knots and just pressing them out, basically sitting in there, as much as you can stand it and rolling those knots out. It's kind of like a deep tissue massage, but you can do it on your own. So that's definitely helped me out. Looks crazy, give it a shot, just trust me. So that's it, guys. Full warm-up is in the description box below. Thank you for watching. We'll see you guys later.